And I thought I just gotta make sure it wasn't no trolls, man. Yeah. So, Robert, are you a flat earther before we start?
Oh, no, definitely not. The Earth is definitely not flat.
Okay, well, I'm glad to have you here as a globalist. All right, so what I'm going to do here, Robert, is I'm going to wait for the other people to come, but I'm going to grab a sheet of paper. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to write down my arguments while you go, just so I won't interrupt you, because if I let you talk and I don't do this, then I'm going to keep interrupting you every time you make an argument to try to correct you. And I don't want to do that, so I want you to be able to speak as long as you want to speak uninterrupted on why you think flat earthers are lost and what you think you can give us as far as science and facts to help us out, brother, because if the earth is a globe, I don't want to continue living my life believing that it's flat. But the problem is, Robert, that flat earth is not a belief. It's a reality. And when I'm through talking, I'm explaining to you why I say that and why I say you have a belief and I have a fact. Now I'm going to let you go first, because on my show, I do like the guests to go first. And like I said, I'll write down my points and you just let us know when you finish, Robert. And I want to thank you again for being so bold and brave to come out as well. I think all globalists should learn from this brother. Go ahead and take the floor, Robert. You got it.
Yeah, just real quick. I just after you said that, I'd like to actually ask you a question. So you say that you have facts, but not a belief. I'm just wondering. So you don't believe that the Earth is flat?
No, I know that it's flat, and that's because every day I wake up, and by the way, I live in the desert. So we have some beautiful horizons here in Vegas. And every day I wake up, I look at that straight line, man, going across there that's separating the ground from the sky. And I don't think that's curvature. Now, from where I'm at on the ground, Robert, it's a perfect flat straight line. Now, I know according to your belief, it's only that way because I'm too close to the earth. I need to go up higher to see it ball up into a curve. Now, that can be true. Maybe we are on a globe and I didn't go up high enough. But don't you agree with me, Robert, that until I go up high enough and see that curvature, that I'm forced to just have to say that it's flat based upon reality and facts and me not ignoring my God-given sense of sight? Because what'll happen is if I say, well, the earth is a globe, I'm going to ignore what my eyes see every day. And I'm going to believe an astronaut that said, well, I went up there. You don't got to go. I saw it ball up. And then that becomes a belief system. Can you kind of understand the rock and the hard spot that flat earthers are? We're trying to be scientific, and believing an astronaut is a religion, not a scientific observation. Yeah.
None of what I actually know about the Earth has to do with any kind of astronauts or anything like that. So one of the first things that you might want to actually look at is the sun. It rises and it also sets, but also it does not change in angular size throughout the day. Now, if the sun was close and local, you might think that it would actually change in angular size, but also not rise and set. Also, things like the two celestial points. There's actually a north celestial point where Polaris is, and there's also a southern celestial point where Sigma Octantis is in the southern hemisphere. This cannot work on a flat Earth and has never been modeled, but is modeled on a globe Earth.
All right, one thing you said about, your first argument, would you want to reiterate on that just a little bit?
Yeah, so you can take a solar filter on a camera, and you can look at when the sun rises in the morning, and you can take a picture or a video, and you can use the same zoom on it when it's noon, when it's over your head, and you can look and see that it's the same angular size from when it rises to when it sets. So all day, the sun actually doesn't change in size, but it rises and becomes obstructed by the earth. That's not something that would happen on a flat earth.
Okay, well, I think you're completely wrong about all of that, being that the sun does change size. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to screen share with you right now in case you need me to pull up some information for you. I can do that as well. We both can share the screen.
Really quickly, bro, Sanchez, if it's not with a solar filter on the camera, then you're going to be looking at glare. So don't even.
Let's look at the ones I'm gonna show you.
Let's see if it has a solar filter on it.
Yeah. Now, one thing about the solar filter claim is that it's just that. People put these images up and they say, hey, it's with a solar filter or it's without. And this would be the same thing for me or you. Like if you say, hey, Brother Sanchez, I used the solar filter, I still have to believe that you used it, you know. But you know, it's just one of them things where the people can decide. Now,
Sanchez, you can do this yourself, though. And that right there, that picture you're showing, does not have a solar filter. This is the thing. You got to use a solar filter.
Wait a minute. Because here's the thing, I want to plug this in about why you don't need a solar filter. Because I know what the argument is. The argument is if you don't use a solar filter, you're not looking at the size of the sun change. You're looking at the size of the aura or the glare change. And that is the sun. I mean, that is the stupidest shit. Like saying that the rays of a light is not the light. You know, like I'm going to measure the light bulb, but not the light diameter of its aura. Stupidity. Wait, let me break something down to you. Nothing should change size if we were on a globe, not even the glare.
And it doesn't, yes.
And it does, because if you look at this image right here, right? Now look at this image, completely different sizes. Now look at this image, completely fucking big now. And I can tell you here living in Vegas that I witness this all the time. Here go another one. And this one, I think, oh, wait a minute. These pictures you seen now, a lot of people say they use solar filters, but I can't vouch for it or be sure. My argument is you don't need a solar filter because nothing should change size, not even the fucking aura. Nothing should change size if we were on a globe. So that's why I never even, like, the solar filter argument to me is just a straw man, red herring. Nothing should change size.
Do you know what a solar filter does, though?
Yes, it filters the aura. It filters all of the
you can see the actual light source.
Yes, right? you see nothing but a perfect ball of light without the aura. I know what a solar filter is. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I'm telling you, you don't need that. You don't need that.
So if you were to take a picture with, say, a P900 and then take another picture, the same sun, do you think that maybe the lens has something to do with the amount of glare that you're getting? I mean, you measure glare. Like if you're in a room where there's a light on, you're saying that you would measure all the light around the room and not actually the diameter of the actual light that's being emitted.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the argument, right? We gotta not miss the point. The point is the same thing for a damn car. If you in a car and they say objects in mirror are closer than they appear, it's just what it says. I don't need a filter to make the object close or far. So in this case with the sun, the question is, does this light source change size as it moves further or away? Further or closer, does it get bigger or smaller?
Yeah, it doesn't. That you said the light source, not the glare. That's the glare in the actual camera. So we have a light source that we can look at So like you said, the light source, does it change in angular size? No, it actually doesn't throughout the day, but it rises and it sets.
Now, I don't think that the sun rises and sets. If you put a quarter on a table, brother, and slide the quarter away from you, the quarter will disappear from the bottom up, and that's exactly how we see the sun disappear. This is not rising or setting. Let me show you.
So you're saying if you have a camera that the lens is actually above the table, you're saying that you can move the quarter away and the table will start to obstruct the quarter. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Do you have any evidence of that, sir?
Yeah, I'm about to pull it up now for you. There's a
right,
video on it. If they haven't removed it.
Yeah, because if it's a flat table and the actual camera is above the table.
I want everybody out there to see it. I don't know if you saw it or haven't saw it, but we got an audience too, so we don't want to get. Yeah, the thing is, we don't want to get ahead of the audience. You seem to be smart. I seem to be smart. Everybody out there don't really do a lot of deep, videos and stuff like us. So let's just try to keep it simple.
Do you get most of your knowledge from YouTube videos? I'm just wondering.
No, I get my knowledge from research, and then I put them into YouTube videos. You do know I'm a YouTuber, right?
Oh yeah, I've been watching.
So I make, I can't get the information from my own damn videos, bro. I gotta get the information, then put it in the video. Of course, duh. Come on, man. I'm
just wondering if you got all your information from YouTube videos.
Do you get all your information from mainstream scientists and Western science?
No, I'm listening to you right now, and this isn't mainstream science. So I'm getting some information, I'm getting some knowledge, I'm getting some facts from you right now, sir. So
okay, much respect. Same here, my brother, and I like that we keeping it respectful, even though we doing our thing. Now we finna take a closer examination of this quarter on the table experiment. And I think this is going to be very important in arguing whether the sun rises or sets or whether we're just looking at convergence, which I think we're just looking at convergence. And let's pull up an example of what convergence is.
So you say you think that. Does that mean that you believe that? Because you said before you had knowledge that you know that the earth is flat.
Well, I know I'm looking at convergence. I'm just trying to keep it respectful for you, because
you said you thought that, so I was just wondering.
One thing about it, if I go to saying I know it's convergence, that's gonna sound cocky, egotistical, and it's gonna bring about the kind of energy that I don't want. So I'm just trying to be humble. I can be a dick if you want me to, though. Like, I can be arrogant and do that.
Well, I don't think that's arrogant, but you did start out saying that I have a belief that the earth is a globe, and you said that you know that it's flat.
And so I know that the sun don't set and rise, that you're just looking at convergence. A fact. I know that. Yeah.
Okay. So
that's what I'm trying to prove right now, though. I'm trying to prove what I know.
Do you know what epistemology is? I'm just wondering.
I know that I want to play this quarter on table experiment. Then I'm going to let you get the mic and teach us what all of that is you just said. I'm going to let you have the floor. And the reason I'm trying to keep order here, because I don't want us moving over argument, right? We was talking about the sun on the table, convergence, the quarter on the table. I put this video up and I put up another slide. I don't want to pull it up for nothing, I want to deal with it right quick before we get on, any other topics and stuff. So one thing at a time, let's crawl for the people, right? Let's walk them slowly. And it's only going to take a minute. And after we get through this, you can have the flow and go wherever you want. You see what I'm saying? So one thing at a time, I'm hitting play on this, and I'm not going to play the audio because, that's how you get a copyright strike. So, but we don't need the audio, right? We only need the visual. And it's just showing you the sun. Let me see if I can... you know what? I could probably make this even bigger.
So I'm just, real quick while you're looking for that. So you've done this in real life where you've put a quarter or something like that, and your eyes are above the table, and the quarter starts to. constructed
I've done it in real life, but what I found out in real life is that you don't have a table long enough to mimic the damn ocean. All right, so when you're talking about, right here, you're gonna let me finish answering you so I can explain my video that I put up, or you're gonna do my work for me? See, because right now is my turn to talk about the information I presented. I presented this video, so I want to talk about it first, and then you can talk about it after me. That's only fair, bro.
I just have a question real quick.
I don't want your question yet, because I probably gonna answer it for you about the camera being above and below the table and all that dumb shit. Yes. So now let me talk about. Don't get ahead of me. I got you, brother. But you gotta let me do this now, and then you gonna go next, as long as you want to go, and I'm gonna shut up for you. Okay? Because that's the only way this going to be organized as a show. Other than that, people going to start walking out like, oh, this is a shit show. So one at a time, all right? Now, why do he have the camera below the table? Because if he move the camera up and put it on top of the table with the quarter, you won't be able to see the quarter vanish from the bottom up. You know why? Because the table ain't as long as the ocean. Now, if he put the camera on the top of the table, level with the quarter, and we stretch the table out as long as the ocean is, and then we slide the quarter all the way down that long-ass table like a ship going out from the dock, it'll do the same thing. So since the length of the table is small, you lower the camera to adjust for that. This is simple geometry and mathematics. Anybody with a protractor understand how to make their table like the ocean by adjusting the camera. And why is this simple mathematics? Because when you're at the ocean, the horizon line is above your head. If you want to think about geometry, lines and marks. See, when you're at the ocean, I'm 5'10"? That's not a mile, but I'm looking out at a horizon that goes out past 10 miles. I watch a boat disappear from the bottom up. So the thing is this right here. It takes a long time for the boat to start disappearing for the bottom up because it haven't reached the vanishing point yet. So soon as the boat reaches the vanishing point on a horizon, we see it vanish from the bottom up just like this quarter. Right? And the thing is, if you were to get on a boat and follow that boat, then you'll pick the bottom of it back up again. Why do he put the camera below the table? Because if you put the camera on the table with the same on the same height as the quarter, you won't be able to see the quarter vanish from the bottom up, because the distance he would need to drag the quarter down would now be very fucking far. He'll have to open up his damn wall and add on another table. You know, you're not going to find a table that's 8 miles long to do this experiment on. So in order to make your table as long as the ocean, you lower the camera, and that's simple science, man. Like, it's simple geometry. I can explain that even deeper to the slow people out there, but I think that's pretty much, I mean, if you don't understand that, then I'll explain it more. But let me continue with the video, so now that y'all know what y'all looking at. So anytime you do this experiment, you're gonna be foolish thinking that your table is the same length of the ocean. And only a fool would try to do this experiment and put the camera on the table thinking they're gonna see the fucking quarter vanish from the bottom up in the distance of a fucking table when we're trying to mimic something that happened across miles on the ocean. See, this is where critical thinking come into play, people. This is where stupidity will win if you don't know this right here. That your table isn't long as the ocean. So if you want to reduplicate that, you can simply lower your camera. And why is that true? Because if Shaquille O'Neal go to the beach with my little girl guess what, y'all? The boat is going to start vanishing from the bottom up quicker with my little girl than Shaquille O'Neal, meaning that a short person will start to notice the convergence first. A short person will notice the ship start to vanish from the bottom up first. If you're taller, you won't see it vanishing yet.
Is that the curve of the earth, or is that the vanishing point?
It's the vanishing point. It's called convergence, and I actually got a picture here to show what's happening here, what convergence is. So hold on a second.
Is it my turn to talk about that video yet?
Yeah, I wanted to just briefly talk about convergence, and then we can, and then you got it. It's just 30 more seconds. So people, the railroad tracks are converging on the horizon. They're not being hidden behind a curve, okay? There's a difference between convergence and curvature, all right? What we're looking at here, this is called convergence. And this is why a tall person will see it last. That tall person's gonna see that ship start to converge slow, because the taller you are, the more of the horizon you can see. The more higher you're up to look down upon at the horizon. Your eye level is angling out to the ground, as you can see here. So a shorter person is going to notice the convergence first. And that's what happens at the beach. And this just proves that you're not on a globe. Nothing is being hid by curvature, because those ships that I see disappearing at the beach, I pick them back up when I go off into the distance. You can get on a jet ski or anything, swim out there, and you'll notice, hey, it didn't disappear. It's right there. It never hid over curvature at all. I take my binoculars and telescopes, and when I think the ship has disappeared, it just converged from my line of sight.
Can you keep that picture up for when it's my turn to talk?
I don't have to look over curvature or nothing like that. It's convergence, not curvature. Hey, you're free to have the mic now, long as you want. Go ahead.
Great. I have a couple questions about what you said. You said the horizon. Yeah, you said the horizon is above your head. If you're above the water level, say at the ocean, how is the horizon above your head? And if the horizon is above your head, how is the earth flat? Wouldn't it be concave then?
The horizon is not the ground. The horizon is where the sky meets the ground. So let me show you something right quick. When I say the horizon is above your head, I'm saying that, okay, it's pulling up Horizon Beach. All right, let's do this one. This is a good one to use, okay? Let's take, for example, this image, right? When I say the horizon is above your head, I'm talking angular math, meaning that if I'm standing up right here on the beach, I'm about 5'10", so you know what I'm gonna do to make this easier for us? I'm gonna put this in paint. And that way we both can mark on it if we choose to. And if you need me to do any kind of screen sharing for you, let me know so this will be even. This won't take but a second. I'm just opening up paint. And we're gonna talk about this ends at, meaning that I'm about 5'10", so I'm gonna put myself in the picture right here. Here's me at the beach. If you look at this image, the horizon is above my head. The horizon is always above your head. Even if you put a tall person in this image over here, from their perspective, the horizon is still above their head. Because if you was looking at the horizon through their eyes, you won't see it at their neck. It's going to meet them at eye level as well. This is simple stuff. So what I'm saying is this right here. The reason the horizon is always above our head, because I'm only 5'10". That's not even a mile. But from where this beach start and where it ends is hundreds of miles, brother. We're talking thousands of miles. It goes out and out to a whole nother continent. So what I'm saying is, based upon where you're at, if you think you can see across a flat earth to a whole nother continent, that'll be stupid. We can't see forever. So where our line of sight ends, shit simply vanishes on the horizon. And the sun does the same. When the sun disappears on this horizon, you can get in a boat, sail your ass up here, and pick the sun back up.
Yeah, we call that the curvature of the earth, though.
Okay, I don't care what you call it, because I don't see nothing curved. We call it a horizon because it's horizontal, not a curvizon. Okay? We're not talking about what it's called. We're talking about science and what we observe. Because
weren't you just talking about what it was called, though? You said it's a horizon.
No, I just talked about angular distance. I just did a whole demonstration with math and geometry, put out paint and did all of that.
You didn't do any
brother, is you going to teach us something like I did, or you going to play with me about words? Because I want to debate a real globalist, man. You ain't taught me nothing but how to pronounce proper English. I don't need an English course right now. I want science now. Show me the curve. Don't teach me how to talk. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so you were saying about that person and how the horizon is above their head. Now, what would happen, just like with the quarter on the table, if you move that camera downward? Would you then get the
let me go to the quarter
above the horizon?
All right, let me go to the quarter on the table. So you're saying, now you can see this image of the quarter on the table. So you're saying, what now if we take the camera and do what to it now?
On your paint drawing there, you said that the horizon is above the person's head because you drew the person right there. Now, if that camera actually went downward, would the head be above the horizon?
Photo ops and the thing, man. Now check this out.
You said it was above your head.
I know what I said, but if you listen,
now it's our level.
You're gonna keep repeating yourself, sounding stupid. Now check.